Hello and welcome back to the Jailer Beast, and boy have I got a video for you guys after an absolutely fantastic 2 weeks away with my beautiful partner. I have returned back from America with another how-to video.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
How-to video. This time highlighting one of my personal favorite decks that has never quite seen the upper echelon of the meta, but has always kind of lurked around as a bit of a contender in terms of like a rogue, more of a rogue deck, and now being bolstered by a beautiful ST33 starter deck. We have Kuzan. I'm going to keep this one short and simple with explanations, just because I want to get at least 4 matches in this video to show the different dynamics of the gameplay with Kuzan, and basically this is a deck list that I have made of my own thought processes on how I think the deck should played, is played, and what's the benefit to it. And yeah, hopefully it gives you guys some ideas and inspires some cheeky tech choices, which I think you might see at least one in my deck list so far that might stand out a touch. But yeah, let's get into the video and start with everything that is in the deck, our leader and abilities and whatnot, and I'll explain kind of why I'm taking it in, why I'm taking X amount of copies, etc, etc. So we'll start with our leader. We've got mono blue, 5 life, 5k power Kuzan. He has the blanket ability of when you trash cards from your hand due to your navy card's effects, you may draw an equal number of that card, equal number of cards that were trashed due to that effect. So the important things to know about this Kuzan ability is it's not a once per turn. It is not locked to turn order. At any point in time, if you have a card trashed from your hand that is triggered by a condition of an ability from a navy type card, you draw that many cards. So if you pitch a card, say off of Kuzan, the 6-drop Kuzan, you replenish your hand. It's a very good filtering deck. It's a very good drawing deck. I think prior to the starter deck, Kuzan did struggle quite heavily with the concept of over-filtering and struggling to kind of hold on to key pieces to keep his deck running. That's a personal issue I was dealing with. I have played a couple of test matches with a different build earlier today just to see how the deck felt, and then made changes accordingly, especially after discussing with some friends. And to be honest, as much as they're going to hate it, I kind of didn't not like the advice they were giving. I just didn't know where to fit the suggestions in and decided to just continue to go on my own way. And hopefully, you know, it surprises a few people and turns out to be the right choice. If not, I'll probably go back to their suggestions. Anyway, that is our leader ability. Excellent stuff. Now we start with our first searcher in the deck. It is a 1-cost 2k power, 1k counter Tashigi, top 5 navy searcher. Simple. Then we have our first edition from the ST23 starter deck. It is a 2-drop 1k power, 1k counter Kobe. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand and draw a card. It's also a blocker. Something that I said very early on about Kuzan when he first came to the meta was he struggled with having a really reliable blocker. He needed a blocker to keep himself alive. Kobe is that card. He keeps you neutral in hand. When you play him, he helps you filter, and he's just a small little chump blocker. I love him. He's a 4 of. Same with Tashigi, just staples for the deck. Staple searcher, staple blocker, brilliant. Keeping that as a 4 of. With that, we have next is a 2-cost 3k power, 2k counter smoker. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. Place up to 2 of your opponent's characters with cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the ender's deck. Personally, I'm not super high on Smoker, hence why I'm only running him as a 2 of. I think he's a great searchable 2k. I think that his on-play effect is really good. I know a lot of people are probably thinking Penel. I personally am thinking more Nami and Goofy he's for. to help get rid of some of that low end when they go wide quickly, and also to deal with the girl promo card to kind of make Nami's life a little bit harder. I potentially would look at him as a 3 of, and maybe dropping one of my 6-drop Kuzans. Actually, really genuinely think that's a good idea. I might do that real quick while we're here. This is why I like kind of having my channel now, is while I'm talking and I'm thinking, I get new ideas. We'll make him a 3 of, just because I do kind of want to see him more consistently than the Kuzan for that 2k counter. Next we move on to 4 copies of our Sengoku. He is the 3 cost, 3k power, 1k counter. On play, trash 1 card from your hand. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Select 2 Navy cards other than Sengoku. Add them to your hand. Bottom deck the rest. This is the most insane searcher I have ever seen, and I love it. If you haven't already figured out what he does, he is a searcher that allows you to completely go positive in hand because you are trashing a card, playing the character. That's 2 cards from your hand. You are then getting 2 cards back off of the searching ability, triggering leader effect for the card that you trashed, and going positive 1 in hand. And yeah, brilliant. Nice counter card if you really need it. Really good for filtering. Absolutely brilliant. 4 of. 100% 4 of. Next we have my secret spice tech is 3-drop 4k power, 1k counter Sanji. He is a blocker. On play, up to one of your characters gain unblockable. He is a 2 of. He is a small cost blocker, but most importantly, he is your lethal. If your opponent only has a blocker available, make it unblockable. Play Sanji for 3 Don. Hope you have something like a Sakazuki on board where you can really maximize Don and just pump him and go lethal. He's a 2 of. He's not archetype, which I think currently he is the only non-archetype in the deck, which is fine because you're going to be doing so much drawing and trashing with Kuzan. You will find him relatively quickly, and I'm not too stressed about it. Next we have a 4 cost, 6k power, no counter, Bluegrass. On play, bottom deck of 1 cost. Pretty okay ability. When attacking, however, draw 1, trash 1 from your hand. So Bluegrass is really good to play early because when you start to pitch, she's going to help replenish your hand. And if not help replenish your hand, she's helping you filter. And look for those key pieces of cards that we do run some lower copies of that you might be chasing. In particular, I'm thinking of Ice Time because it's a good card. Bluegrass, a 3 of. I would have her at a 4 of, but I'd rather just have options for counter. I'd find that personally she's not a card that I consistently play. And I'm really not stressed about versing Penel, so the 1-drop on play doesn't shine too brightly to me. It is more just if I can get her on the board and keep her alive. Excellent. Otherwise, she is just kind of a brick in hand that I used to pitch to filter for other cards that I enjoy. But nevertheless, a very useful card. I just find, personally, with my playstyle, a bit too circumstantial. On the other hand, this card right here, 4 of, my favorite card in the deck, 5-drop, 7k counter, no counter, sorry. He definitely has all the power. Isho, on play, trash 2 from your hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, they have to bottom deck 2. What? How incredible, right? He's Navy, pairing him with leader ability. You are filtering 2 cards out of hand. You are ripping cards out of your opponent's hand. And you've established a 7k body on the board. And then, to make it even funner, you have Don times 1 when attacking. You may trash 1 card from your hand, give up to one of your opponent's characters, neg 2,000 power. So then he becomes a removal piece. And he's continuing to help you filter. You have him as a 4 of. He is an excellent 4 of. I wouldn't change him for the world. He is brilliant. Going first, if you play him on 5 done, you're on the up. You're fine. I find I'm looking for Isho more than I'm looking for Bluegrass every time. Then we also have next is our 5k power, 2k counter Zephyr. On play, trash 2 cards from hand. So he's a double card filter. You activate main, you may trash this character and bounce a 5 cost back to the owner's hand. He's a 2k. I originally had Suru from OP06, which has the same on-play effect, except rather than an activate main, it's on-play trash to your opponent chooses a card to bounce back. I think the Zeph might be just a little bit more useful in the current meta, bouncing back like a 4-drop or blocker or something that is played early that might be stressing you out a little bit. Otherwise, a Navy 2K. Enough said. Next, we have 2 copies of the 6-drop 8k power Kuzan. When I first saw this card, I was really disappointed that Kuzan's character card for his own deck was kind of okay. I still think it's kind of okay. I run it as a 2 of because it is a brick in hand that I'm not particularly fond of. It has the ability to become a 7 cost if you have 5 or more cards in hand, and on play trash 1 card, stun a body. Really cool. I think it's a good ability. It's not one that I'm clamoring to see often when I have better options in hand, but nevertheless, if I can bust a call with the new Garp and play him to save me a swing next turn, that might allow me the edge in the turn after to win. Happy I've got him. But having him as a 2 of, again, the deck draws insanely well. I'm confident I will see him, and if I don't, I'm typically not too stressed about him, as I run 2 other cards that I just personally find way more beneficial to have on the field. Yeah, simple enough. Maybe as a 3 of. I'm pretty sure I just dropped 1 for a smoker earlier in the video. And that says enough. Like, I feel like 2 is plenty. Next, we have the first SR from the ST33 starter deck, a 2k counter, 6 cost, 6k power, Borsellino. It is a blocker. It has the ability to become a 3 cost when you trash a card from your hand during this turn. Holy moly. Such a simple card, so effective, especially when paired with the other SR in the deck, which is Monkey D. Garp. He has a 6 cost, 6k power, 1k counter Navy card. He is on play. If your leader is Navy, play an 8k power or less other than Garp from your hand. Boy golly, is that an incredible card. Boy golly, has that fixed Kuzan immensely. Originally, obviously, we had our 8-8 Garp that did the Buster Call effect if you pitched a card from hand. I think that this Garp is a lot better. It's still giving you the same ability. It is taking away your ability to pitch and filter, but I actually think that kind of helps invert that issue with overfiltering, because you do overfilter very consistently with Kuzan. And it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And being a 6 cost, once you hit 9 Don, all you have to do is play out a body that trashes a card through the Buster Call, which more likely than not you will do. And then the Borsellino is a cheeky 3 cost. You can play out a blocker, a really good blocker. Excellent, excellent support for Kuzan. I know originally some friends and I were hoping he'd just get this card makes your leader 7k on your opponent's turn card. I think this is better. I'm sick of that kind of 7k leader meta, and let's get out of it. Let's win the old-fashioned way. Let's go back to the basics. And now we have my favorite card to pair with Garp in the Buster Call. It is the 7 cost, 8k power, no counter Sakazuki. On play, draw 2 if your leader is Navy. Already an excellent card. And then to make him even more juicy, activate main once per turn, trash 1 card, attach a Don. So he has an activate main that allows you to filter, and then on top of that, he attaches a Don, so he can put things like Isho online, or just give you a slightly meatier swing with, say, leader, or a smaller body like a Bluegrass, or the 6-drop Garp, because again, we do have a lot of leaders that go to 7, so he can help put them online to be a choice for applying pressure. He is a great card. I run him as a 4 of. I've seen a few deck lists that are running him as a 2 of. I think if I'm Buster Calling and I'm not Buster Calling into Sakazuki, I don't have Sakazuki in hand. Simple as that. Next, we have I'd say, the Buster Call through the Garp. Pretty much everything in this deck, literally everything in this deck, bar Sanji, can be played off the Buster Call, but obviously 1, 2, 3, and 4 are your main options. 5 are your main options. So we'll go to the next one, which is an 8 cost, 8k power, Aramaki. He is a blocker. Activate main. Discard 1 card from your hand and return a 2-drop to the bottom of the owner's deck. Then give this character plus 3k power. He's a juicy blocker. He is filtering. He is bottom decking Goofy's low end punches. And then he is swinging for potentially 11,000 power. He's great. But again, I make him a 2 of because personally I'd prefer the Sakazuki. But if I don't have Sakazuki, I'm happy to have Aramaki. Simple as that. And again, I don't mind running cards on the lower end of things with this deck because there is a ridiculous amount of the filter. Next we have our event cards. We have a 1 cost 4k counter Ice Block Pheasant. Don 1, apply 4k counter during this battle to one of your leader or characters, which is great. I love the fact that it can protect characters, which a lot of 1 cost counters don't really do. Or they only protect leader, or they only protect characters. I love the freedom of choice here. Then you trash a card from hand. Really cool insight is if the only card in your hand is Ice Block Pheasant, the wording of this ability means that if you have no cards in hand, you still get your 4k counter, which I really appreciate. Then it has a trigger of draw 1, trash 1. With leader effect, it's actually trash 1, draw 2, obviously, which is brilliant. We love it. 4 of, because it's a really useful counter card, and there is nothing in this deck that costs 10, so you can always potentially leave a Don up for it. Yeah, just a great card. And finally, one of my other favorite cards is a 5 cost event, Ice Time, with the activate main ability of trashing 1 card from hand. If your leader is Navy, you stun 2 10k bodies until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card wins you games. This card saves your rear end something fierce. It is a great card. Unfortunately, I only run it as a 2 of just because it is a bit bricky, and it is more of a I have Buster called twice. I have almost a full board or a full board, and I just need to stall out opponent's swing so I can lethal in the next turn. So I run it as a 2 of because I am going to see it. I am confident I will see it. Then it has a really nice trigger of just return a 5 cost back to the owner's hand, putting your opponent out slightly. Just a really good card. Again, maybe if I wasn't to use the 3-drop Sanjis, I'd probably go up to 4 Ice Times or 3 Ice Time, 3 Kuzan. Would probably be my options. Some honorable mentions. I know some decks that I've seen are running like 1 or 2 copies of the 8-drop Garp, the original Buster Call card. I don't see the point. The 6-drop's better. Minimize the bricks, I think, to a degree, because even though this deck its whole point is to filter, you just don't want to overfilter, guys. It's simple as that. And the 6-drop's just as good. It is genuinely better. Other tech options are the Mr. 3 4-drop Galdino, which stuns a 9 and draws 2. I don't see the point when you have Kuzan, Ice Time. You have cards that are holding out already in the deck. I don't think Galdino's too needed, but it definitely is an option. It's just not one that I can kind of fit in the deck that feels like it works consistently. I feel like what I've got here for my personal playstyle is going to work extremely well. What else would there be? I think that's pretty much it. I think, yeah, in terms of how I've built this deck, my only real questionable card is Sanji, but I think, especially into the mirror, that Sanji's going to really help, because having blockers now in the deck is great, but it's also, it goes both ways. The blocker could be the thing that costs you the match the next turn. And with that, guys, let's get into some matches, because I'm eager to kind of see where Kuzan falls personally, where I think it falls in the tier list, because it's an incredible deck. It has never been meta. It's always been, I feel like, around the B to C tier, and I know a lot of people are enjoying it, and the idea that it could be S tier. So let's see if we agree. Let's go. I also, just so people know, I like to play Bounty, just because I find it's just a little bit more competitive, and you're going to see a lot more of the natural meta, and there's less farting around. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think it's like Goku fighting with weighted clothes, just putting a little bit more power into it. I'm going to go first here. I personally love going first with Kuzan. I know a lot of people enjoy going second with it. I think just landing Isho on curve just feels so dang good. I'm going to mulligan. We're probably losing this. That is Sim Hand 2.0. There's nothing I can really do here. That's terrifying. Thankfully, we have a card here that will allow us to filter a little bit. If not, I can counter and just filter a little bit again. Maybe take a hit or two. Oh my god, my saving grace, my favorite card in the deck. Thank god, we have something to do in the next turn. I'm going to still probably counter with the Ice Block Pheasant just to filter a little bit more. Try and get some draw engine going here. Just because this is really bad. No, it's not really, really bad, but it's not great right now. Do I ever even want to? I might just take the hit here. Yeah, let's make him do it again. And it keeps me in line for Isho. Okay, things are looking a little bit better now. Boop. We'll go 1 and 2. Get him down to 6. And then I get to draw 2. Lovely. And we're now in Busticle territory, and I have 2 brilliant targets. Swing 5. I'm really happy with this. This is great. I have exactly what I wanted. Next turn, I Busticle into Sakazuki, and then from there, I can just kind of apply pressure, I think, is the best way to go. I think Purple Kata is a brilliant deck. I think Kata, Luffy, and Kuzan were the ones who benefited the most from this whole starter deck situation. That is tempting. No, I'll take the hit. I think not so. Yeah. Oh, cool. Saka. I'm gonna pitch Aramaki. Attach 1. Now I can Busticle again next turn with the Kuzan. Do I want to Isho? I should have swung with leader first. I don't think I need to filter here. This is where we reach that point where it's like, do you filter? No. I have everything I want here at this point. Right now, I just need to try and find a workaround for the Katakuri. Because when he hits 10 Don, that Big Mum's going to come down, and it's not going to be pretty. Yeah. I think this is a... Mama Ragan, I didn't even think of that. I should have swung 6. I like to bait with 1 Don up. I like to make opponents nervous like that. Just a personal preference. We've got plenty of counter here. I'm probably going to try and defend more. I think Isho's probably his target. So 7k. Damn, okay. Let's go Zeph and Kobe. Next turn, yeah, I'll probably Busticle and Kobe. Or can I... can Busticle and Borsalino, which is great as well. 1 card in trash. He's got good hand, power. Either way, I'm getting a blocker up. Okay. We'll pitch Sengoku. Done. Okay. I think Busticle into Kuzan. Deploy Kuzan. I will pitch... I kind of want to keep the Sanji now that the 8 drops on board, so I might go... Kuzan. I'll stun Kata because he's our biggest target. Don't think I need the Sakazuki ability here. Don't really have anywhere to play the Kobe at either, to be fair. I'm going to see if I can bait a block by swinging low first, and then I'll pump with Isho. No? Okay. We'll go 6. Kind of just want to see if I can get that block out of him. I think he's aware of what I'm attempting here. Pitch the Saka, reduce the Kata, so if he tries to block this attack, it won't work, or he'll have to counter out regardless. I get a draw. He gets a search. I'm kind of wanting to... I'm going to sound like a madman. I'm going to play the Kobe over the first Garp, pitching the Searcher, drawing 2. Yep, that's cool. I have my blocker because right now... E shows the target. E shows the card that's going to die if I'm not careful. He's probably going to 10 mum and it's going to die regardless, but this gives some food for thought against him. Probably should have kept the other Kuzan for the 12k big mum, to be honest. But like I said, I haven't really gotten to play the deck much. And I blind built it off of just what I thought would work the best. We'll take the hit, get a bit more counter in hand. Oh, he's not. He doesn't have a. That's good to know. He's not going to pudding into pudding. What's EBO3 pudding do? Interesting. Didn't even remember that she had one in EBO3. Oh, she does. Huh. Alright, in terms of the lay of the land, I'm feeling pretty good with what spot we're in. The only real threat to Isho with the current state is the this Katakuri. I will 2k with Smoker. The fact that he wasn't able to 10 mum right now has made me very happy. Boop. Oh, he 9 mums, so Isho's going to the bottom of my life. Oh, that's okay. At least it's not the Kobe. Or the Garp, I think it goes. Cost of 6, yeah. I'm sad to see the Isho go. I'm not worried at all now. Ha ha ha. Kind of want to keep that Sanji, though. Ice Block Pheasant is brilliant. 6. 7. Now we're in towards that end game where I think the deck really struggles. I think that was a mistake. That was what I wanted him to do when I had an Isho to attack with. But regardless, I'm kind of happy it happened. He's too low on cards in hand to counter out both times. Now the ice block pheasant's kind of pointless because I'm going to do that. Thought as much. Okay. That has changed things for him. He might 10 mum here. And try and just get rid of the Sakazuki or something like that. I think I'm probably looking at a lethal window in about 2 turns. Let Garp go. That's fine. How many Garps have we seen? 1, 2... 2 Garps. I'm happy to let that one go too, because I'm probably just going to target board again. I'll take a life. No trigger. I'd rather ice time 2 bodies next turn. I'm going to take the hit again. It's a 2k. I'm extremely happy with the position that we're currently in. Alright, let's start with ice time. I'll pitch a Sanji. I don't need both. There we are. Yeah, I could have stunned the Kata and then targeted the big mum. That's okay. 8. kind of want to beef up my hand a little bit. Take the risk. The risk pays off. Could have went for a buster call. I'm happy to just get more 2Ks though. Yeah, okay. Pitch. I'll pitch one. Reduce the kata. Alright, and just like that, you know, we waited long enough to find where we wanted our filter to hit. And unless he 10 drops, I think I have a lethal window next turn. Even if he 10 drops, I think I can still get through with the Sanji. It'll just depend on if he takes life first. But I think here he targets Isho. If he's going to 10 drop, he'll target Isho. No, he again, I wonder if he's even running the 10 drop. I'm actually genuinely curious now. That's the EBO4. The blocker. Oh, yeah, okay. Got him. Man, I need to get medicated. Can't focus to save my life. Done. Alright. He might have another another 9 mum to heal with. I think that's what he's looking at. I don't know. Another kata maybe. A different kata. Okay, I think it's GG. I think it's GG. Just 2K. Resolve. Alright, we're going to go Sanji. Make Kuzan unblockable. Unblockable. Oh, has he got it? GG. He did have the 10 drop. I wonder if he only just drew into it. Game 1. Yep. Definitely happy to have the Sanjis in this deck. I don't think I played that perfectly by any means, but I think you're seeing where the support's kind of really working well with the deck. I think things would have been a lot different if he had have been able to 10 drop earlier. I'm going to assume that was not in hand until the last part of the game. We started with a rough hand ourselves, but I think, again, one of the big strengths of how Kuzan functions is all it takes is one card. One hit of filter to kind of completely fix that problem. And with that, next game. I want to try and fit 4 in here. Kuzan, currently feeling really good. Definitely my kind of play style. Oh, this is interesting. Red, green, Luffy. What is with these opening hands? That's better. This I like. He chose to go first. I am not particularly used to that. We're going to go with Kobe to start. I'm going to pitch the searcher and draw 2. Excellent. I might just straight up bluegrass next turn. I think bluegrass is the shout. Not to sound cocky, but I think I've really got some decent ratios for this deck. And there's Isho. After this turn, I can bust a call with Isho. Absolutely fantastic. Sensational. Yep. He's going to be pain. This is going to be a battle of attrition, I think. The Don Up ability is just going to really bum me out. Yeah, that Usopp kind of terrible for this matchup. Boop. To Isho, he has 6 in hand. Kobe and Sengoku. That's rough. That is a rough decision to make. I possibly could have swung with Bluegrass first. But choices are choices for a reason. Zephyr next turn's going to bounce that Usopp back to hand, I think. Pitch the Isho. I don't really need it right now. He's done his job. I'm just going to keep... I know he's just going to use his leader ability, but I'm just going to keep swinging because he's low on cards in hand, and that might force the prompt to take life. But I'm starting to build up bigger bodies on the board, and it's going to make that thought process a lot more difficult to process. That is a very important thing to keep in mind with this game. Think. Really think. It's something I struggle with. I don't focus quite too well. Definitely worth focusing here. I think the Nami kind of does him in here because he's going to go over 5 active dons, so his leader ability is not going to work. He just went up to 5. He chose to. Okay, that's fine then. Yep, Buster Call into Saka. Again, I'm just going to poke with everything. I'm not going to Sakura ability here because the Bluegrass is going to fix that right up for me. I'm just going to go like 6, 6, 6, 7. Something to think of as well. I might keep Isho upright just because if a Electric Luna lands, hard knock life. Pitch the Aramaki and draw. Perfect. Okay, brilliant. Alrighty. He is living really well, which is frustrating. Sanji's on board now. I kind of wish I was running Grav Blade. I removed all my copies of Grav Blade, of which I had 2. But having no cards in hand, he's really kind of put himself in a lousy position. Interesting. I'll take the hit. That's nice to see. Again, that cheeky Sanji. We're definitely countering out of this because double attack. Here's where things change for us because I'm not going to target his board. I'm going to target the Luffy. Pitching one of the many Zephs we have, reducing to 5k. It's going to force 2 Don. Gives us a draw. I think right now it's about applying Don and not pitching cards. I think what we have here is healthy. 7. Another thing to think about with Kuzan, he draws so much. You don't want to mill. I played a game earlier against a red-yellow Bonnie, and I lost because I wasn't tracking how high my deck was, and I milled myself out. This is where the Luffy's reaching struggle street. He's really defending that Luffy, which is not the decision I'd be making here. Put your Kobe. Yeah, why not? I might actually ice time here. Just take 2 swings away from him. That way there's a lot less pressure on my board this turn. I can just keep this board up and again just swing heavy. Oh, this is one of his... Oh, this is why red-green. He gets ST31 stuff. That puts leader effect online every turn. That's really good tech. Really respect that. He might Electric Luna this turn if he has it. It'll be interesting to see what he does. going for big swings. Aha, knew it. Yep. That does not stress me out in the slightest, to be fair. Have I used both ice times? One ice time. Only one. There's a good chance we'll see another ice time coming up. Isho, kind of useless here. I might use him to just counter out of this. Try to see if we can't find ice time. Resolve. Look, he's put us back one whole turn. I'm not upset about it because I'm just going to bust a call. Go into Sakazuki. I'm going to put that over one of the GURPS. Why not? And now I'm going to let him just absolutely... He's either going to target board or if he has another electric lunar. He has just set himself up so well to kind of just always have Don active, which is a pain, but we are so heavy on solid bodies right now that I'm not even remotely stressed about it, because I'm just gonna, if he swings with his board, that's the issue, right? If he swings with his board, I am just gonna absolutely dogpile him. And I'll give you another 2. Want to keep that Sanji just in case. Yep. Might be able to if he chooses to swing with these other 2 Usops. I'll just get rid of him. I'd rather keep my 2Ks for 2K swings. He has another E-Luna, I think. That's rough. I've messed up. I shouldn't have played over Bluegrass. I should have kept her on board so I could swing and replenish hand. He's also, I think, kind of misplayed because he hasn't left himself with 3 Don. Okay. With that one extra Don, let's just clear board here. Mm-hmm. 8. I could Isho right now, but I don't want to just because he's letting these bodies die. I'm a madman. 1 and 2. Soccer effect. Pitch. Toshigi. Attach. What have I got here? 6. I could bust a call again into the Kuzan to stop the Luffy. I don't think that's necessarily the play. I'm going to reduce the Luffy but target the Sanji. Thought he might do that. Mm-hmm. 8. That'll be 2 more Don. I kind of think I've locked him out at this point.
Are you sure about that?
He has actually possibly got me here. I've just kind of looked at the board state. I should have swung heavier into the Luffy so I could target the Sanji again. Sengoku again. Oh, it's so risky. It's so risky. 2K. Ice time. Bluegrass. I'm down to 7 in deck. He kind of just has to swing to the fence for the fences here to win. But he can also just outlive me. Oh man, I misplayed something fierce here. I've lost. Wow, that was insane. Yeah, I got cocky. I got really cocky in this matchup. I'll GG him. That's insane. That, I don't think is a deck issue. I think that is a me issue. Cool. Yeah, that was 100% a me issue. Again, I literally just said think, then do, and here I am doing and not thinking. I had a really good opportunity to outlive him and survive further into the game, which Kuzan naturally does well. I made some misplays. In particular, I should not have gotten rid of Bluegrass. I was just feeling so overconfident and so just arrogant about the state of the game for myself that I completely forgot that if there is a deck that is going to out-attrition me, it is probably Red, Green, Luffy. Or Nami, I think are the two big ones. Boa, another tricky one. I feel like maybe I need to up my ice times. I'm going to go second here. Only because it's a pretty good hand to start with. If only there was a Bluegrass. I'm going to mull. Not as great, but let's hope I can search for Bluegrass. I can't search for Bluegrass, but I can search for Isho, which is just as good. Just going to come a turn late. Boom. Ooh, no options. It's cool. We got 4 Don. Gonna poke 5. Bow's probably gonna take. They're thinking about it. Counted. Interesting. I think they are potentially scared of Isho. But by taking that second hit, they've put themselves in the Isho window regardless, so apologies to them. I'm going to take it again. I just want to build up a big hand. The pudding doesn't exist anymore, so Kuzan kind of laughs at the idea of not having a big hand for the most part until the later game. At least that's what I think. Again, my opinions are my own. I would love to know your opinions. Please feel free to comment thoughts. I'm going to look at some of my old videos. I know that my RY Sabo video did actually develop a fair bit of traction. Oh, he was naughty there. Got his hand down low. Let's see if he remembers what he's afraid of. He does. Okay. In that case, I think applying a body here is probably going to be a little bit more beneficial. And just stopping him from being able to swing consistently is going to help here as well. Alright, now he's stacking life. So I'm guessing that's a Gorgon Sisters that he's put there. I'm going to counter that. So many 2Ks. There's the Boa blocker, but I'm just going to give up Sanji. I kind of want to... Oh, Nami. Even... That's interesting. Good idea, honestly. Really good idea. Solid blocker. Solid filter. I kind of just want to bust a call, but I can't. So let's hope I can draw into something. Otherwise, I might even just Zephyr and bounce the Nami back. And then... Actually... Oh, yeah, because their hand's going to be lower. Oh, brilliant. All right. Let's see what happens here. Because I think if they take the hit, they might go positive enough that I can Isho. Otherwise, it'll just be Isho into Saka. Oh, Garp into Saka, sorry. I'm going to keep all these Borsalino blockers in my hand because towards the end game, I'm going to need to kind of accept the idea of going to 0 life and then defending through blocking. See, this guy's doing what I need to be doing. He's thinking. If he blocks with the Nami, I target the Nami with Kuzan, and I hope they are not factoring that in. It's almost like Blue's whole engine. That's clever. That's really clever. Let's see what happens this time. I used to run that combo, the Hiyori with the Moria combo in Awai Sabo. I just found the Zoro was way funner. I'm not seeing much Amazon Lily archetype. I wonder if they've really strayed from that. Alrighty. Oh. I'll leave it there. This seems to be a survive for as long as possible kind of deck. And Boa's doing a good job at it. Hold on to the other two though. Yeah, alright. Damn, that's irritating. I think... Yeah, actually I think the Aramaki might be the play here. I'll trash an Isho, bottom deck, buff him. God, boy, golly, that's a lot of life. I want you to defend, please. Otherwise, poke the 5. Now target board. Just minimize these swings. Oh. Ooh. Yep. Alright. Okay. We've got a big blocker here. Where I'm pretty still fairly happy with where we're at. Boa is definitely an interesting deck to want to play at the moment. I think it's strong. I think it definitely has legs. It's a deck I'm interested in potentially trying. I did have it built at one point. I just didn't quite enjoy the play style. It wasn't quite there for me. I've only seen one go up so far. We haven't drawn as much though. Like, I think the Boa's drawn more cards. Yeah, one more card than we have. So they've been healing like crazy though. So I just want that window to play an Isho, and I think we're almost there. I think if I swing heavy with my big boys next turn, and then they'll go to 6, and I'll play the Isho, and that's when I can start cooking with gas. Ice time. If I can draw into ice time right now, I'd be so happy. Come on, buddy. Let's see what you got. Alright, I will pitch Sengoku. Get the feeling they're going to Boa again, which is when we're going to also need to start looking at a few more blockers. I don't think Zephyr's needed anymore. I should have probably played him a little earlier, but meh. Blocking. Leader ability. Now we're starting to see some Kuja problems. I don't mind that. Especially if we do end up hitting 0 life. That's not something I'm particularly stressed about. It depends on if he has a Zoro or something to heal with in hand right now, I think will be the main issue. A second Boa. Okay. Healthy 12k swing with Boa. 13k swing. Ouch. Oh. Yeah, he can go. Now it just gives me room to play a blocker. Or this. Or Kuzan. Alrighty. Let's start with 5. please. No? Okay. 6. I think he'll block, and if he does, that's when I'm going to pivot to board, because the leader effect only works once per turn. So why not take advantage of that fact? We get a new card. Quick, cheeky reveal search. Oh, Black Maria, what's it do? That's a really cool blocker. Purple Kaido is my deck choice for OP17 for the record. I think he's incredible. Interesting. Pitch, stun, draw. Do I want to risk the extra swing? Yes. Yes, I do. Let's see what happens. He has a trigger. Oofed. Oofed. That might have been a misplay. Once again, I'm getting cocky. I should have let sleeping dogs lie there and just left it, and then pivoted in the next turn to apply the pressure. Got to be careful of the unblockable event as well. I just remembered. Yeah, I've misplayed once again. Look at me go, huh? Hate doing it. I'll 2k 5. More blockers? Holy moly. This bowler is very talented. I've got to give them props. They played this quite well. I think I haven't played terribly. I am still adjusting to this deck, not to make excuses. Can I lethal next turn? Not with 3 blockers on the board. Definitely not with 3 blockers. I need ice time. I think would be really good next turn. Interesting. Maybe continuing to apply pressure to me. Another blocker with healing. This is, oh my god. Ban the Borsalino, people. I think this is just apply pressure. They have a full board, so any triggers they get are kind of useless to them. They are going to try and take me to 0 life here, as expected. I have the ability to use the Aramaki here to look for ice time. We're almost halfway through the deck. I think I might go 7 Garp. Try and see what happens with that. Yep. I'll go Kobe, pitch, draw into 2 more. Okay. They have so many swings next turn is what's got me nervous. Definitely not swinging with Aramaki this turn. I think it's going to be a battle of the walls here. So I might even just get rid of a Kuzan for another blocker. Potentially. Body? I think he's only running the Moria. which I don't hate, because you have so many options when you play the Moria. Oh! Ouch! Oh, that hurt. Okay, that doesn't hurt as much. Alright, this is going to come down to the wire. We'll see how we go. He has unblockable. He has the unblockable event. He's just going to put everything in boa. Don't think I can stop a 20k swing, unfortunately. Unless I get super lucky. And even then the clapback's gonna... Has he got the unblockable event? I wish I had the Sanjis. I should have blocked. What am I doing?
What are you doing? No, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I mean, it made no difference. That, oh man, that's toxic. I hate yellow. Someone who loves yellow, I hate yellow. That's a second loss. I'll play one more. I want to go 50-50 here. Come on. Again, I made this channel for fun. I'm not someone who thinks they're particularly skillful. I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm still learning this deck. Again, not making excuses. And I also don't want to just copy and paste all my wins. Because, ew, that's sad. I don't mind losing because I learn from my losses. And we're in we're having a paradigm shift with the meta at the moment. And it's nice to actually just see that I haven't just seen the same deck back to back, which I feel like if I do progress well in the sim with this thing, I am going to back to back just see your Namis and your Pinels and your whatnot. Oh, I stand corrected. I'm going to go first. I'm also just struggling to see a decent opening hand. Now we're talking. This is better. Yeah, just struggling to see a relatively decent opening hand, which is quite frustrating. This is a better opening hand. I have a Searcher. I have 2 Isho. I'm pretty happy with this. Just disappointed in myself. It is very much a skill issue. This has been an incredible deck. We'll go Sengoku. I'll pitch 1 Isho. Grab might grab Bluegrass and Kobe. I'll pop a cheeky 5 because he's got no Don up. So it's either a card from hand, which it wouldn't be, and then now Isho's just even more on the line next turn. I'd love to know your thoughts on Kuzan. I'm sure there are quite a few people out there who are better players than me. I am by no means someone who thinks they are the best of the best. I am very much aware of my own mortality when it comes to playing this game. 7 in hand, perfect. I'll pitch Bluegrass and I'll go Sanji here. I think Luffy's active Donnas, what's the burden here, not necessarily the blockers. And Electric Luna is a pain, so I need to be aware of it, because I think the Electric Luna kind of cost me a little in the last game as well. Ice Time. What a nice time for Ice Time. Just a good event. This guy's name is Jailhouse, so I better beat him, because the Jailer Beast lives in the Jailhouse, right? If you're wondering why my sim name is Curly Bear Pirate, it's because Sanji's my favorite character, and this is before I made the channel. Removal immunity. Nice. He is low on cards in hand. I find this interesting. Okay. Kept the Usopp up. Let's bluegrass and try and get rid of the Laboon. Haven't seen anything for a Buster Call yet, but I'm very happy with my board state, regardless. Oh man. I'm trying to think of what I can do as a player to improve. Would love your thoughts in the comments if you have any. That's for sure. Maybe Nami into E-Luna and just stun my two dangerous bodies here. Like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Oh, goes the old shoulder. Another Luffy. Oh, he double attacking like a crazy person. Maybe he swings with Usopp this turn. If he does, it's gonna not go well for him because that's my target. Over the Luffy, maybe. If he's got two double attacks there, that is scary pressure, but I might even just ice time them if I don't see a Buster Call option. Get rid of the Yusho. There we go. Okay, I have a Buster Call card, I just don't have a pair with it. So hopefully I draw into a Sakazuki or an Aramaki. A Zephyr. Not what I was hoping for. Can do this though. Pitch. I know what you're thinking. Why wouldn't you play another Isho? I realized that. I should have. Zephyr's just, yeah, I'd rather him as a 2k. My options here, he's not wanting to swing with the Usopp. These are his pressure cards. It might just be an ice time angle. I'll attach a Don, nevertheless, and go set 8. I'll pitch Tashigi, make him to 5. My word. I am really trying hard to find options here. It's not time to Buster Call. It's 100% not time to Buster Call. Is it ice time? Honestly, might be Sengoku time, I think. But my word, what is happening here? I mean, it's a nice looking hand. He'll block. He's thinking about it. Yeah. I have plenty of counter to survive. I think both of us are having a bit of a rough time here. I'm down to 22 cards in deck, and I have not seen a Sakazuki or a Kuzan or a... This is what I dislike about the sim. It does feel very formulated in a way that... Alright, that's not great. Ice time. I mean, E-Luna. 1, 2... Does Nami rest? Just anything. Oh, 8 or less. Interesting. Might take that hit. Okay, another 2k. Now he's left the piece I want to, because he has the blocker. I see the vision. Pitch the smoker. And use the Toshigi. Huh. Finally. Alrighty. Just bust a call straight up. Oh, now we're seeing it all. Okay, this is lovely. Pitch Aramaki, attach one to Isho. I'll pitch the ice time now. Maybe should have kept ice time. This isn't really... Okay. Taking a hit, replenishing the hand a little bit. I respect that. That's a fine move. Oh, no way. I'll just put this over the top. In turn with one active, just baiting the idea, the prospect that I have ice time in hand. Oh, not ice time, ice block pheasant in hand. That's one Luffy out. I'm glad Bluegrass is on the field because she is keeping my hand juicy, but we are in that territory where we are getting very low on cards. Worried about Isho as well. I should have probably just took the hit, maybe? Oh, this is the new Luffy. That's what he was planning. You don't have 3 more given Don. That still fixes the problem. Okay, yep. Ice time. Nice time for some ice time. Is that the play here? Yeah, it has to be. I'll pitch Saka, stun the 2 Luffy. Smoker. Draw 1. Trash 1. Ah, yeah, could have used Saka's ability here so I could get an Isho out to protect me. Don't think he lethals me this turn coming up though. He can't double attack, so pretty happy with where we're looking in terms of things. So could play the Smoker to try and rest some stuff with the Laboon off of his Laboon removal thing, but yeah. I think it's just apply pressure to board time. How many ice time? How many ice blocks have we seen? 1, 2, 2. So I think we'll go 6. He'll use a Don, I'm sure. Or is he going to save it for the Saka swing? I've only seen one Sanji as well, so I'm kind of scared to search, I think. Oh, he blocked. There's the Sanji. But that's what I was looking for. 9 left in deck. Holy moly, we gotta be careful. Buff the leader. He's got nothing to restand Don with though. So he's got 3. He's a 7k leader. He has character rush. That sucks. Do I want to protect Bluegrass? No, I'm just gonna go lethal. I'm just gonna put everything on Sokka anyway. So. Oh. Hence why we didn't. We're learning, everyone. We're learning. I think. Yeah, I was going to try and maybe keep one up for the... Let's see what he's got. Charleston, oh my god, I forgot all about that card. Like that, restands 3, he wins. Holy moly, I'm dumb. Oh, what? Did I miss something? Charleston, oh, hold on, he was still bricked, so... Charleston, what? I think he wins, right? Rest 2 Don, plus 4 to 11, restand 3. Oh, yeah, no, it's the order of operation. It's the order of operation. If Charleston goes, if you choose to use Charleston, you can't use the Luffy effect. The Luffy effect comes first. Okay. Wow. Okay, 50% win rate. I'm going to say that this is a A tier deck with a B plus tier pilot. Honestly, maybe even just B, solid B pilot. Kuzan, really fun deck. Cannot wait for the starter decks to come online. Let me know what you guys are thinking at the moment when it comes to this deck. Yeah, I'm going to keep at this. I feel like there is a really good meta contender here at now in Kuzan for the first time ever. And I really look forward to building something that can win me my next locals. And hopefully this gives you guys some insight. In particular, I'm going to say how not to play Kuzan, because I definitely have done nothing but misplay. I hope it gives you ideas for deck profiles, and I hope just in general that you guys had fun watching. And with that, hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. It is nice to be back in Oz. It is nice to be back doing something I tolerate, aka love. And with that, this is the Jailer Beast signing out.